Hello again. Here we are, week 12 of my summer sock camp vlogs. This one is a little bit later because I've just had a super busy weekend. It's been a really busy week actually. What have we been doing? So I'll insert footage little bits as well. So we went to see the eclipse last Wednesday. So there was a 97% coverage of the sun solar eclipse last Wednesday. So I'll insert some footage of that here. So that was the eclipse. Sorry, I thought my cat had something in her mouth again, but she doesn't. Sorry, I'm wiggling that about way too much. So that was the eclipse. Then my aunt and uncle, then I went to work on Thursday. That was pretty boring. And then my aunt and uncle came down for the weekend. And on Friday, they live in the southeast of England. So on the Friday, we went to Teignmouth, which is a lovely place on the, oh, look at that wall. Let me hide that. On the south coast of Devon. Just had a pootle about. It's a beautiful seaside town with the trains that go through it. So my husband likes trains. And there was a itty bitty yarn shop there. And actually, let me just show you what I got there. I'll do that now. There's a little tiny yarn shop there. So I was able to get some, oh, I muted something but didn't pause it. Yes, so I was able to get some yarn there. Oh my God, my camera skills are shocking this week. They didn't have loads of stuff, but they had some sock yarn. So I will show you now. Move your finger off the camera, Stacey. I will show you now what I got. So I asked my two daughters, and because my oldest daughter doesn't like socks, and my husband to pick a sock yarn each. So we've got this, it's this King Cole Norse 4-ply. I can't do this one-handed. King Cole Norse 4-ply in this beautiful sort of pinky purpley colour. So one of them picked that. And the other one, this is in the Rico Socks Bamboo Confetti. And picked this very pretty pink. Lots of different shades of pink. So that's very pretty. And my husband picked, we all picked different ones. This is King Cole Zigzag 4-ply. And he picked this one here for his socks. He wanted something a bit brighter. So that was the 3 yarns that I got from Teignmouth, and I will just insert a little bit of our footage now from our day there. Right, I'll come back out to the dining room now. So that was the eclipse and Teignmouth. And then we went for a walk to Burt Island and Bigbury Beach on the Saturday. And that was really nice. So again, I'll insert a little bit of footage of that here. We basically just went for a walk around the headland and then sat on the beach while the girls went for a little swim. and then headed home and had a big family barbecue, so that was really nice. So I'll put that footage in here. And then on the Sunday, so yesterday, which is why I couldn't record because they were here till quite late, our local hospice, St Luke's Hospice down here in Plymouth, are doing like a sculpture trail of lighthouses. And so I downloaded the app for that, and we spent the day sort of wandering around Plymouth and the Hoe and the Barbican, just sort of looking at some, trying to find the lighthouses to tick off on the app. We've also got one of those big wheel things in Plymouth at the moment, so my aunt and uncle very kindly paid for us to go on that. So there's a little bit of footage from the top of the wheels. So I'll insert all that footage now, and then I will come back to you and we will do, sorry, cats. We will do the week 12 update. Right, so we are back for the week 12 update, and I am not sure I met all my targets this week. It's been a really busy week. It's been really hot. We've had another sort of humid heat wave. It's just about cooled off a tiny bit today, but it's been just so hot, and I have also been knitting on some other projects. So I'm starting to wean off socks, but I've still got the 4 works in progress. I know I forgot to mention on the last one, because I asked you all to pick a skein of yarn for my last sort of sock project for August. I'm never going to get around to knitting those this August, but the most popular choice was the ones that I dyed myself, so I will pick those up and knit those probably in September, but I won't get around to them in August. So thank you all for recommending which one I should pick, and I am going to go for the San hand dyed one by me, hand dyed by me. That makes more sense, doesn't it? Right, so I've probably done this really badly this week. I feel like I've rushed my introductions and things, and that's probably because it's Monday and I'm going out for dinner in a couple of hours and I'm short on time. I'm going out for an Indian with some friends, so that will be rather lovely with my husband. Right, so last week I'm working on these socks here. These are for my husband's Christmas socks. And I have a random mini that I'm not sure where it's from, which I'm using for the cuffs and the toes. And the main colour is by Bird Street Yarn in the colour Neon, Spruced Neon. And it is this lovely neon nep green here. Pretty festive if you ask me. Love that one. And I'd finished the first sock last week, and I think I'd cast on the rib. I haven't put a marker on these again, which is useless, but I wanted to get to the heel. I think I wanted to do the leg and get down to the heel, which I have done. So I've literally just done like 1 row on the heel. These are on 2.5mm DP ends, 72 stitch cast on because he's ginormous feet. And I've done 20 rounds of 2x2 ribbing for the cuff, and I've done 40 rounds for the leg. And it's on the heel now. So next week I just want to get through the heel, possibly the gusset stitches as well. But I know it's Monday today. Wednesday and Thursday I'm in work, and Friday we go on holiday. So I don't know when I'll be able to record next. I will be taking the sock projects on holiday because they'll all fit into one little bag. I think just get through the heel by the next time I record, and if I get through the gusset, that's a bonus. I don't know if any of these are going to be finished by the end of August. It really depends how our holiday goes. I'm not quite sure what our plans will be, how hot it will be, how much knitting time I'll have. I've no idea. So we'll see. I don't even know if I'll be able, what my reception will be like, whether I'll be able to upload and record. We go away on Friday and we come back on the 1st of September. So I'll have missed the end of summer sock camp, which I'm not too bothered about. Worst case, I'll do a vlog the weekend, first weekend in September, just to finish up everything that I've done. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's not make promises. So the next one is a pair of socks for another one of my daughters. And this is in a Nora George yarn called Holly Jolly. She's not dying anymore. And it was a 50-gram sock set. So both of these are 50 grams. And it's this proper, like I've said, proper Christmas colourway. This red and this beautiful variegated green one. And last time I was just before the heel. I've got a little marker on for this one, just before the heel, and I wanted to do the heel and get through the gusset, and I have, and I've probably done, no, I'm literally at the top of the gusset. So I'd like to get to the toe on these. And these are again on 2.5mm DPNs, 68 stitches, because she's got slightly bigger feet, 20 rounds of 2x2 ribbing, 30 rounds for the leg, slip stitch heel, and like I say, I'd like to get down to the toe, and I will use the red again on the toe. So that's those ones. And I need to do a picture of these in a minute, don't I? Then the next ones, I don't know if I've done anything on my Commonwealth socks. So I can't remember where, no, I haven't done anything. So these are the ones I didn't get to. Second City yarns, self-striping in the colourway Commonwealth. These are a non-superwash sock yarn. Here it is. It's just a 4-row repeat, 4-colour repeat, I should say. Very pretty. And then I had finished the first sock last time. And these were on 2.5mm DPNs, 64 stitches, 20 rows of 2x2 ribbing, 10, 20, 30, 40 rows for the leg, and slip stitch heel and a wedge toe. These are for me. And I just cast on last time and I haven't done any more. So I didn't meet that challenge. I'd like to get the cuff done. Let's not be too ambitious. I think I'd like to get the cuff done by next time. Like I say, I plan to take all 4 of these socks with me on holiday, just because they'll fit into one little bag, and see how many I can do, because it's nice, easy knitting in the sun. And the last pair, I did meet my target on, so I've done those ones. I met my target on all but 1 pair of socks, so that's not too bad considering I've had a really busy week. And these are Nora George yarns again in the colourway We Are Never Getting Back Together, which is a Taylor Swift colourway, and it's this pretty sort of pastel-y colour. And I think last time I was just before the heel and I wanted to get through the heel. I'm not sure if I wanted to get through the gusset stitches or not, but I am through the gusset stitches and I've done about 2 inches on the leg, on the foot, I mean. So yeah, I've done the heel and then I'm about 2 inches past the gusset. And these are on 2.5mm DPNs, 15 rounds of 2x2 ribbing, 64 stitch cast on, 20 rows for the leg, because it's only a 50-gram skein, so I didn't want to push it. 20 rows for the leg, wedge, slip stitch heel. I'm just working along to the wedge toe. I also, on all the socks for me and the girls now, these are for one of my daughters, because she likes Taylor Swift. I start off with a 64 stitch cast on, but I reduce it to 60 after the gusset stitches. So I just once I've done my gusset, I just make sure I've got 60 stitches on the needles instead of 64. And that fits our feet a little bit better. It means we've got the nice wide heel, but we've also got a couple of extra gusset stitches in for our high arches, and then a narrower, because we've got narrow feet. So that's those. And I would like to have these finished, this first one finished, by the time I next do a vlog. So that's my 4 pairs of socks. Not too bad. Could be better, but I'll take it. There's still progress. So yeah, that's those. How are you getting on with your socks? I know a lot of you are sort of like me now, starting to think about autumn. a bit fed up of, not fed up of socks, but I'm just itching to do other things. The socks are not always the first thing I want to reach for. But I've still got 4 pairs all at different stages, so it is still keeping my interest, and I'm still thinking of more socks that I want to cast on, so that's a good sign. But I am fully in autumnal knitting mode now. Have you got any, let me know what your plans are for your autumn knitting. Yeah, let me know what your plans are. I haven't got any concrete plans. I think I mentioned in the podcast I put out last week that if anyone's got any recommendations for anything that sort of they're thinking about knitting for autumn, throw them my way, because I'm really keen to see what's occurring. Oh, I haven't done the giveaways on the podcast, not on the vlog. My brain is all over the place, and it's because I'm going on holiday and I've got a million things to do this week that my brain isn't very focused. So apologies that I'm a little bit spaced out. Someone asked, I think I put in one of the previous ones, if anyone had any questions or anything that they wanted me to chat about. And someone mentioned about advents this year and whether or not I've got any. So I have. I have gone for the Camel's Yarn Advent, which is the Calm and the Storm. I think that's what it's called. And it's all, I'm guessing, like moody colours and then like calmer colours. I think I've gone for it on, I can't remember what base it is. I think it's got linen in it. I think it's got linen in, or it's an MCN. I can't remember. It's not your standard base. I went for a slightly different base. But my plan is to make a stripy cardigan. So I plan to open the first one before the 1st of December and do a gauge swatch. And then my plan is to knit. My kids are playing upstairs, so if you can hear them, apologies. Well, not apologies. They're kids, it's summer holidays. You might be able to hear them upstairs. But my plan is to knit a stripy cardigan with the colours, so that's quite exciting. Then I've ordered 2 Christmas boxes as well. So Bird Street Yarn are doing, they're doing a club all year, which is like TV club. So it's different TV shows and the yarn is about those TV shows. And so they've done a film box for Christmas, and it's the Muppets Christmas Carol, and that is one of my favourite films of all time. So I'm really excited. I think you get like 3 skeins of yarn in it, and you get a pattern and you get a handmade sort of ceramic ornament that's going to be made by Claire of Bird Street Yarn. So I've ordered that one, so I'm really excited for that one to arrive. And then I've ordered another one, which is more of like a autumnal kit, and that's from Yarn and Glitter. So Emma over at Yarn and Glitter has decided to do, she makes like, she does designs on tote bags and sells those, but she's decided to collaborate with Knotted by Nish and the Cozy Crab for some yarn and some stitch markers to go with a bag, and then some other little gifts, I think. So I've decided to order one of those as a little treat to myself. So yeah, I've got 1 Advent, 1 Christmas box and 1 sort of autumnal box headed my way. Have you got any Advents ordered or any Halloween boxes? I think my eldest daughter's about to walk in the door. If you've got anything ordered, because it would be cool to, yeah, find out what everyone else is getting. And what do you plan to make with it? Do you have plans, or do you just stash it, or do you put it all to one side? She's going to walk in a minute and she doesn't want to be on camera, so I will cut this bit out and I'll probably be back in a minute. Okay, she's gone in the room, shut her door. I'm good to go. So yeah, what Advents are you working on? I think that's it. Like I said, I don't know when I'll be able to do another one. I'm hopeful I'll be able to do one next week. I'm sure I'll have like some downtime sitting on the balcony or by the pool. I mean, I'm not going to record by the pool, but on our balcony or in our hotel room. I'm planning to take a scarf that I'm working on and my sock projects. I think that's enough. That'll just be 2 bags in my case, so I can cope with that. I'm not going to take anything on the plane. I don't want to risk losing all my DPNs and having to pull out from a pair of socks. So, and I'll have my kids to talk to, so that's fine. I don't need to take anything on the plane. And I've just got the 4 whips now, so nearly over with summer sock camp. Maybe I'll win something in the last round of draws that she's going to do. Okay, yeah, so this week, yeah, I was just saying, busy week. Tomorrow's a bit more of a, well, tomorrow's a packing day, working Wednesday, working Thursday, Friday we're off. So, and we're back 1st of September. Then I've got one day off to unpack and wash, and then I'm straight back to work. Bit pants, but it will be worth it to go away and have a lovely holiday. Okay, I think that's everything. Sorry, it's a slightly shorter one this week, but like I say, it's been a bit of a quieter one. So have a good one. Thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting, all of those things that everyone that you're all doing, which is really lovely. Thank you so much. I've really enjoyed sort of engaging and conversing with people in the comments. I'm really enjoying that every week. And I will see you again soon. Bye.